Hello there, people of the internet. My name is Oduor Jagero, and this is Dialogues with Jagero. Today, we are talking about elegance. We are talking about fine dining, and how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you, Jagero. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. What's your name?
My name is Alice Muhirwa. I'm an executive coach and a brand strategist.
Yeah. What? This is not a question I want to ask, but should I just ask anyway? There are so many coaches. Do you feel like there are so many coaches these days?
Who is counting? Who is counting?
If I go online, I see a lot of people who say that they are coaches. But you're a different one. What do you coach?
I do leadership skills. And I do brand strategy to help founders scale and position themselves as the to-go-to person in their industry. Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means that I'm more focused into capacity building, both in corporate and in business. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about a little bit about yourself.
Yes.
You told me that you're, by the way, I don't know whether it's supposed to be Rwandese or Rwandan.
Rwandese.
Rwandese.
Yes.
But some people use Rwandan.
Before it used to have that connotation of Rwandan, because in French it used to be Rwandais.
Rwandais.
Now they took that and called it Rwandan. But the real sense of phonology, it's supposed to be Rwandese.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me how you grew up. I don't want to interrupt this time around. Just give me the story.
Yes.
Yeah, how you grew up. How you ended up in Kenya. Yeah.
I was born and raised in Rwanda. I'm the firstborn of my family from civil servant people who are late, both. I grew up as an ambitious person, if I can call it like that.
What does that mean?
I knew in me there is just a seed of greatness in one sense, because I never used to like the ordinary things like any other girl. What do you want to become when you grow up? Maybe one would say, I want to be a model. One would say, I want to be that. Because I was so fond of my father, and I would ask, Daddy, what do you think I can become? And I draw much inspiration from him. He said, you can be a pilot. So I grew up in that line. I did the hard things. I did mathematics and physics in high school. I did economy and econometrics in my university level. So when I say that I don't fall in love with ordinary, I just want challenging aspect of life, because I know they can be handled with grace. Yeah.
Rwanda is a very interesting place. I was there for 1 year. It's a very, very interesting place. Which university did you go to? Is this the one in Nyanza?
No. I went to ULK. It's an independent university. Yeah.
The one in Kigali?
Yes, in Kigali. The one in Nyanza is our national university.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why
and that is my hometown, actually.
By the way,
I'm from Butare.
Butare.
Both my parents are from Butare.
Yeah. Okay. So your parents were engineers or doctors?
No. My mom was a medical doctor. My dad was a military.
Okay.
Yeah.
Growing up in Rwanda, what did you think about the country? You know, for example, if you grew up in Kenya, you know that Kenya is in East Africa. Kenya got the independence in 1963. As a Rwandese, what is always the story of Rwanda? As for example, for a Rwandese.
The most recent one is that Rwanda is a country that is in its own rebranding after the genocide against the Tutsi. That's the most known history, unfortunately. But Rwanda has been a country with a very rich culture that is so grounding. Yeah, we grew up as a grounded. It's very rare to see a Rwandese who is all over the place. So we have that groundness naturally. Yeah.
Okay. And are you proud of your country right now?
Yes, I am. Of course I am.
It's clean.
Yes.
it is making itself known to the world right now.
Yes.
You know, it's on the jersey of one of the biggest teams in the world.
Yes.
You know, when you compare the rest of East Africa, because now Rwanda is in East Africa,
Yes.
and the rest of the East Africa, what do you think a lot of these other countries can learn from Rwanda?
Having a unique growth strategy that's supposed to propel you and position you as a country. That is, how do I use what I have as my natural resources to rebrand and make sure that I scale to a country where Rwanda is? Because it's so obvious. We are just started rebuilding from 1994, and what we have been able to achieve and be at par, or no, if not higher, to other countries who have never gone through massacres like what we went through as a country. So I would say it's a source of pride being Rwandese. Yeah.
After school, what did you do, and how did you end up in Kenya?
Well, I did quite a number. I started in the hospitality industry, and then I went into statistics as a researcher. I headed a research center for 10 years. And then when I resigned, I still went back into research, but now on a regional scale. And that's what landed me to Uganda, Kenya, Zambia. The company I was working for, I was doing sub-Saharan research that made me move from country to country, but I chose to reside in Kenya. There was marital reason as well. That I don't want to go deep into it, but that is part of how I got my soulmate.
Okay, great. And I believe that when you came to Kenya, you were coming to Nairobi.
Yes.
How is Kenya for you? How is it different from Rwanda?
Oh, I would say Kenya is fast-paced.
Okay.
Compared to home. It's fast-paced. It's aggressive in terms of business. It's so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, when someone is talking to you, they are already way ahead. What next? As for us, it is more grounded on let's get to know each other, then move things to the next level, all that. And that cut across everything, business, work, Yeah. I found Kenya is really fast-paced.
Okay. Is that a good thing, or maybe because you're saying that you need to background when you're, for example, when you're in business?
Yeah.
Do you think that as Kenyans we need to learn a few things about being too fast?
I don't think it's a bad thing if you are fast-paced strategically, knowing the next step, and you have clarity on what do I do next? How do I convert next? I don't think it's a bad thing. But if you are just fast-paced for being fast-paced, you end up being a busybody for no reason.
You end up being a busybody for no reason. And then you now decided to become a coach.
Yes.
At the beginning, I was asking you what a coach is. What kind of coaching, how different are you from the other coaches? What exactly do you coach?
I don't think how different I am should be my question. Could be maybe how different are you? I would say my approach is into building what makes you scale more, what gives you convertibility. How can I maybe build conversion based on my behavior and people skills? Many coaches would approach scalability on numbers and metrics other than the people, other than in equipping your team, equipping yourself, having strategy for networking and market penetration. That's my superpower.
What does it entail? What do you, like, for example, when you meet somebody, who is this person that is your client?
My clients are into, let's say, I'm focused more on women, but I can also coach men in corporates. What do I do with that? It's someone who wants to grow from an entry level of leadership to C-suite leadership. Either you are also a business founder, you want to scale your business from a startup to an SME. You want to refine your experience, your expertise, or your talent. You want to package yourself as in a way that is going to make you convert in a manner that you want. Many people have the knowledge, but they don't know how to put it on market and earn to their worth. Yeah.
Okay. There is something that we were talking about before we started this podcast, and we talked about the independence of women.
Yes.
And the question I wanted to ask you is that when I asked you about that, you were pretty much lit up.
Very true.
Yes. In your voice, I thought that you were saying that the way people are trying to talk to women about independence is not very good, or is not the best way of dealing with it. And something that caught my attention that you actually said, that women right now think that for them to help the people that they live with, or for example, for them to come into a house and pay mortgage, they do not look at it as something that they should be doing.
Yes.
For them to pay to go shopping is not something they want to do. Yes. To pay rent is not something they want to do. Yes. And if they're doing something, then there is something wrong with them. Why do you? What do you think that is the case? The reason why some women ought to look at themselves that way?
I think there is a huge flow of brainwashing that is happening, especially on social media, of making women who are ambitious looking masculine, and making women who earn more that they should not be contributing in their family. But picture this: you have excelled in your career. You are, let's say, you are working for UN or any other, you are in 7 figures, for example. You are 35. The probability to get a man who is also same age or even 45, earning the same thing, is very narrow. So you might end up matching with someone who is maybe a startup or an entrepreneur who has scaled to, let's say, at least 4 figures or 5 figures if by chance. And that person probably has also gotten a loan so that he can get there. He has gotten a small car. You get a family. You yourself, you have gone to an international school. Because the society is telling you a woman who pays fees or a woman who pays rent is a masculine woman, you will not do that. You will wait for that man. So if you can afford a good school, why are you waiting for a man to pay? Because the man, by chance, he might afford, what is a normal private school here in Kenya?
They're called public schools. They're not...
No, like a private, but that is not very expensive. That is here, that is well known.
Maybe St. Hannah's?
Yes. Maybe a man is able to put a kid in St. Hannah. And because you don't want to upscale so that you don't look masculine. And that way make women resent their success. There is another woman on social media who is a home-staying mom whose kid is barely going to St. Hannah because that's what the man can afford, who has settled for that, but wants to frame you in her navigating window. Because her capacity is that, and he labeled it as the best feminine way to live, and pulls women in her navigating window. Yet you can afford taking that kid to Brook House, for example. You can take a better home, you can take a better car, you can contribute to home. And that doesn't mean it is making you feel bad. It is because thinking that you want to trade with that, thinking that if I'm able of bringing this to the table, then you must love me more because I'm more important. So I find that very manipulative. If what you bring to the table make you think and feel like you will be entitled of love, that's dangerous. Because sometimes we feel like, so if I don't have anything to bring, I tell women, I am the table. But in the real sense, a woman brings so many things to the table. You can bring management skills. You can bring taking care of the home. You can bring even making that man at ease. It's a skill. So whatever you bring at that table, it doesn't matter if it is money, if it is a skill, if it is care, if it is your sensuality, it doesn't matter. But whatever you bring to the table is not what sustains you in a relationship. It's not what makes you feminine nor masculine. What makes you feminine or masculine is how good you are in regulating your nervous system. It has nothing to do with material things that you do in the relationship.
As a woman, then, when you talk to women about regulating their nervous system, what exactly do you mean?
What makes you angry? What are your triggers? How do you decompress them? Are you able to express your desire and feelings without necessarily throwing tantrums? Are you able to have boundaries? The reason why many women hide money, for example, it's because they don't have boundaries with money. They will tell you, if he knows that I have money, he will not work. So I would rather hide. And that is dangerous, actually. If you can share your precious body part with an individual, what is money? Know how to speak your boundaries. Yes, I have money. It is for this purpose. Let's do this for the other money. Being able to express your desire. Being someone who expresses her boundaries assertively without necessarily being too harsh or rude.
What you're saying is interesting because the question then that comes after that is, women, do you advise women to marry up, or you advise them to marry down, or do you advise women to marry the person that they love? And if somebody has married down, how do they navigate that?
What do you mean marrying down and marrying up? It's in terms of size, in terms of financial capacity?
Financial.
I'm not a fan of financial because I know when you are a woman of abundance, you don't look into the pockets. Abundance is not what you have in terms of palpitation, that you can palp on the money, the bank account, the status. Abundance means of how many things I can be. I have the expertise that I can monetize. I have an experience that I can monetize. I have a talent that I can monetize. That itself is abundance. So I would advise marry someone with an abundance mindset who will do anything and everything to make sure that you both advance. So up and down is not a good target because money is volatile. It can always go.
Yeah. Having spoken about that, then let's talk about the things that you're very passionate about, and that is as a woman polishing your elegance.
Yes.
You know, and a lot of people might be asking, what is elegance to start with?
Wow, that's a good question. I love that. People have different definition of elegance. I would maybe say my aspect of understanding elegance. Elegance is being mindful, being decent, being able to articulate who you are without necessarily undermining other people's presence. What to say, how to say it, and when to say it. Elegance has much to do with mannerism, not labels that you're wearing, not who you're hanging with, the restaurant you have gone to. When you look at how people tag elegance online, it is me with a champagne, in a bikini, on a yacht. No, elegance is more of mannerism and how you carry yourself as a person.
And then we talked about how, for example, you meet these are clean slate of a woman.
Yes.
I don't like the idea of talking about the women only, but that's what you tell me.
It's
that
okay. Feel free to ask both
ends. Yes, I think so. Even for men.
Yes.
But let's start with the women first, and then we go to the generalities of what a man of what How do you as a person begin the journey of being an elegant person?
Yes. It will start by sketching a brand that you want to be known for. And then once you have sketched who do I want, how do I want to build my brand? And then now the aspect of how do I lead the impression of this brand? How do I embody that brand? It goes through into how do I build my presence? How do I embody the presentation skills for that brand? How do I maneuver my body language to excel into representing that brand because you are ambassador of who you think you are as a person? And then now how do I network with how do I reposition myself? Who are the people that I should hang around with? So rebranding is a journey. It starts with defining who you are as a person, embody that, then reposition yourself in circles that matches that brand, and then now refine what you offer. That is either product or service, and who you are as an individual as well.
How do I know? I want to ask you two questions before we go on.
Yes.
How do I know who I am? And then how do I start to get into the circles where I need to be?
Who you are has two connotations. It's who you have been and who you want to become.
Okay.
The first exercise we do with client is to create what I call a navigating window. Every automobile has a navigating window. A car has one, a plane has one, all those. So your navigating window as an individual has to be focusing in a world that has in a window that has 4 walls. That window has to have a vision. Who do I want to become? Then you state it down. Then the second wall will do, what are the values that govern this woman? My values are ABCD. And then what are my standards? My standards are this. I will dress this way. I will speak this way. I will hang out this place. I will do this. And then now the boundaries. What are my no-go zone? So if you navigate your life in that new navigating window, it is going to immediately, the moment you trace that navigating window, eliminate everybody who is not in alignment with that. And then you might end up being shocked that you're remaining alone in that navigating window.
Yeah.
And that's why repositioning is very key. So since I'm alone in this navigating window, every person that I'm recruiting back into my life has to be in alignment at least with 3 aspects in my life. Someone who is in alignment with my vision, with my values, and with my boundaries. Standard is something that we can always build or upgrade, right? So someone coming back into my life has to be aligning in those 4 windows. Now, the danger comes when we trace a navigating window and we bring in back everybody who is not in alignment with my values, with my boundaries, because he can only afford the standard. That is maybe the girls who want mubaba or who want to be dependent and all that. You cannot ride on one wall, which is the standard. You will be frustrated because this person will forever violate your boundaries, will forever misalign with your values, doesn't care about your vision, and it will only give you sabotage. You see that?
Yeah.
So that's the first exercise. Once you have defined your navigating window, it will define your brand, and that is who you are.
Okay. I want to ask, Alice, some of these things are very difficult. Sometimes when you say them,
Yes.
you think that somebody just going to snap. Because some people are actually starting from a very clean slate.
Yes, like what?
Like, for example, I don't even know
Yes.
what my values are. I don't know what my values are because I actually don't know. I am your student.
Yes.
I want to create my values.
Your values are the things that you strongly believe in. If you are a person who believes in integrity, that's your value.
Okay.
If you believe in trust, that's your value. It's you believe in openness, that's your value. It's you believe in, what is the most strange thing, for example?
Yeah, if you believe in...
Say it. Say it.
I don't like people getting into my house with their shoes on.
With
their shoes on.
Yes, cleanliness.
Cleanliness, yes.
Yeah, that's your value.
That's your value.
That's your value. So whatever you hold at heart, this thing is a non-negotiable for me. That's your value.
Okay. And then the values that because if you are a coach,
yes,
and there are some things that I might believe in that are not very good for who I want to become.
yes.
How do I address those issues?
Yes, there is an identity that we adopt because of the environment that we grew in.
Okay.
And we tend to confuse that with our identity. Oftentimes, including myself, for a very long time, I believed that I'm an introvert. I believed that I can't do certain things, I can't say certain things, I cannot go to certain places. However much that was a reality back then, but that is not who I can be, only. So everything that is challenging your belief, you also have to challenge it and be a fluid mindset person, knowing that, okay, you would hear so many people saying, I don't do well with business.
Okay.
I don't do well with certain things. Why? It's probably you started and you failed at some point, or you fear failing again because you don't know how to talk to yourself once you have failed, and you avoid that thing altogether. So I tell people that what are your wounds, so that you can address them and create a new reality that has that experience as a stepping stone, not as a barrier.
Yeah. Okay, so then you can begin to shade. So, if, for example, somebody's telling you that, look, I am very good at talking, but I'm not very good at business. So then, what are they changing?
They're changing on why do you think you're not good at business? It's probably because they don't know how to package themselves. Probably they don't know how to package what they have as a skill and sell it, or they don't know how to land their storytelling in a manner that it carves interest. So you might be a very good communicator, but you don't know how to monetize that. And that's why we come in, to teach you how to segment that, how to package it, and how now to approach the market with that that talent.
There is something that you've said that is very interesting, and because now you are very passionate about women, I'm just going to ask you those questions about women.
Yes, go ahead.
A lot of men have a problem with the way some women go about in their dressing. And you've said something very interesting, that when you are putting down your values, you're saying that this is how I am going to dress.
Yes.
Okay? What is it that you always teach women about dressing?
Our dressing is one of our strategy.
Okay.
Because appearance peaks almost 56% of our overall first impression.
Appearance?
Yes.
56?
Yes. 56 of our...
56 is a lot.
It's a lot, yes. It's a psychology research. You can Google that. Our appearance accounts 56% of our overall first impression. Then our body language accounts for 26%. Then the rest is what you actually say. So before I even open my mouth, when I came into this studio, the moment your eyes lay down on me, you immediately form an opinion. It's natural. Human being is judgmental. So would rather have at least the majority of the percentage of your first impression, which account on your appearance from head to toe. Then we go to the posture, we go to the guides, we go to the walking, we go to the space used, we go to your facial expression, to your posture. This is science. It's not anything of halabaloo. It's science. So once you have won the dressing and you win the body language, even if I tell you anything, you are already salvating. You see that?
And you see, that is a very delicate place to be.
It's a very delicate
because
to be.
Now you are in a black jacket.
Yes.
You are in is that a necklace or a pendant?
Yeah, a necklace. A pendant is what you have.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
I didn't know
that.
And then you have got no, what is it called?
No earrings. I don't wear earrings.
You don't wear earrings?
I'm not pierced.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, I am not.
Are you seeing that now?
Yeah.
The question that then arises from that is that, how do I dress in a way that I know about 70% of the people that I meet would be impressed?
The key role here is not just to impress.
Yes.
It's to be a right representative of your brand.
Okay.
So am I looking the part of how I want to be addressed as a brand?
Okay.
Okay. So that is now, how do I define a personal style that represents my brand? So bringing the correlation between of how I look and how I want to be addressed. When the correlation is minimal, then you have high chances to convince. But when I have to do mathematics to understand your style, it will also take me the same amount of mathematics to trust you.
Yeah.
You see that?
So if a music producer can come in a shot and whatever I want, if I claim that I am a financial analyst, then I better be in a jacket and a white shirt.
Not necessarily in terms of formality, but in terms of personality. Do you have to have a personal style that speak on your behalf? If I have, let's say, for example, if I speak Michelle Obama, what image form in your mind when you speak of Michelle Obama, for example?
A very respectable lady, a very respectable woman, a woman who speaks.
No, I just want you to sketch like an image. That is she dressed? Does she have long hair? Does it have a bob? Does she have braids? How do you sketch her image right now when you close your eyes?
I hope that you are enjoying that episode, people of the internet. You know, everybody says there is no job, and that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their own town, in their own city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs. Mothers call uncles, uncles call fathers, but there are no jobs, right? Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world, and there is no one to do them. I have worked for a long time online, I think more than 10 years. I work for Americans, I work for Europeans, I work for the Chinese, the Australian, Canadians, the Ugandans, name all of them. And last year, I had a eureka moment. I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I have been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a book called Goldmine, 18 Side Hustles for Africans. And it sold a lot of copies. In fact, I was going for, sometimes I was receiving 500 orders in a day. In 2025, something happened. AI came. I think in 2025, AI came. AI came in 2024, but in 2025, it is here with us. And people say AI is taking away their jobs. And for me, I'll say false. There are actually AI jobs. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. We now have in my book 25 online and offline side hustles that you can do anywhere in the world, whether you are in the village, whether you are in your small town, whether you're in a marketplace, whether you are in your house, you can do them. In this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance, drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I have made and lessons I have learned over 15 years in this online job market. You can become an executive assistant to busy folks in Europe, America, and Canada. You can also get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. There are many of them, and they're in my book. You can also build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce without a shilling. You can also become an affiliate marketer or an online English tutor. And you can also do tens of AI jobs, and they're all in these books. If you have a job, that is fine, but I know around you there are so many people that are always looking for jobs and at home watching Netflix. Buy this book for your brother, for your sister, for your mother, cousin, husband, who is back at home all day, all night watching Netflix. Okay? Buy it for your friend, that friend who is always asking you for cash, you can buy this book for them. All the information is in the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or you can go to my website, which is oduorjagero.co.ke. The book is only 1,000 Kenya shillings. Or if you're anywhere around the world, the book is $10. So thank you very much. Back to programming. I would say very corporate-ish.
Corporate-ish, yeah.
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 She doesn't have a lot of makeup.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And she has got very toned down kind of shoes, not screaming.
Thank you. Let me shock you.
Yeah.
If you go to her page right now, she has changed her style over like a decade. Ever since she left the office.
Yeah.
She's into screaming colors, big jewelries, braids nowadays. Like very newish style. But because she has already led perception for a very long time on a conservative style, that image is stuck in our head. And that's how we lead perception about our style. Let me bring it back home to maybe someone who is in media like yourself. Caroline Mutoko, you know her.
Yes.
What is image that comes in your head when you think of Caroline Mutoko?
Caroline Mutoko also dresses a little bit like you.
No, sketch for me. I'm seeing a lady maybe with this hair, with such a thing.
Yeah, I think she also the same thing about Michelle also is with Caroline. Yeah, she's not into skinny jeans. She's not into. She's very corporate looking. Yeah.
Yeah. But you see now, you have already an opinion. When you give people a chance to build a personality on your behalf, then you're also positioning them higher to trust you. Because they have already, what is authenticity? Authenticity is how people perceive you. And if you show up that way, they say, oh, she's authentic. Because your real-time appearance is kind of close to their perception of you. And they form that as an authenticity. But authenticity is far from that. It's you being in your own skin. But how do I make sure that I bring the element of authenticity in my brand is when how I appeal for my brand is very close to the perception of people of my brand. Yeah.
Let's talk about something called professionalism, interestingness. When people say he's such a professional, what do they mean?
It's because you meet the standard of being a professional. It's because you are good in forming rapport between you and the customer. What builds interest is that you have what I need, and I could see us grow together. So human beings are wired that way. People buy people, and people buy people they can relate to. People buy people they can feel themselves into, or they can walk in their shoe and scale to the level where they are. So if you are able to make the other person see themselves in you, then you will be able to build that good rapport with people.
You talked about, elegance and how you appear and how you dress.
Yes.
What would you say makes you a good professional if you want to build your business and you want to build your personal brand?
There are 5 things you need to focus on.
Okay.
That hold and build.
Yeah, we can go through them
and build money.
Yes.
This finger itself cannot hold anything on its own. So I need all these 5 to collaborate. That is your poise, how you look. That is your presence, the energy, the aura that you carry around yourself, how you make people feel you, the kind of presence that you command, the presentation skills, how you introduce yourself to the world, how you present what you know as your expertise or experience, your ability to negotiate. Okay, that's your 5th power, if I can call it like that, and how you interact in terms of business or in how you build rapport with people. So these are your high converting skills in any business or in any social aspect. Even in dating, you need to be very excellent in these 5. Forget about the body. If you have these 5 skills, you will become an irresistible partner.
How do you present?
Presentation skills?
Yeah.
It's how you package yourself, how you package your knowledge, your experience, your expertise, what you bring to the table, even in a relationship or in the corporate. Yeah. Many excellent, brilliant people that I coach are either people who have a scientific background like myself. They always have the tendency to think that my work will speak for itself.
Yeah.
But that's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true, because we form opinion on what we see before we get to know what you have. So it's important to know how to package it. It's important to know how to look good, how to have a presence that sells, how to introduce yourself to the world. When you tell people, my name is Coach Alice Muhirwa, I do 1, 2, 3, or I wear many hats, you hear in social gatherings such an introduction. The less you introduce yourself the right way, the less impact you gain. the less exchange you gain, the less rapport you build with people. So when you are in professional or social setting, it's very important to learn how to package yourself in a manner that is going to sell for you, whatever you're selling.
What do you think is the best way of introducing yourself to people?
Are we coaching?
Yes.
Well,
what is the, yeah, you,
I will
don't go
leave,
deep.
Yeah, I will leave the it's okay. I will leave the listeners with this technique. You can use my technique that I call PIE, P-I-E.
P-I-A.
Yes. P is your presence. Can people feel you? Can people feel you're there? You're not all over the place. You're not on the phone. You are not busy looking around. Are you present? Are you grounded? Are you willing to actually be known and be discovered? Or you're hiding? There are people, when it comes the round to introduce, they will look at their phone or they will pretend to look elsewhere on the art walls. Be present, okay? Your presence is going to introduce you. Remember of our first impression pie that your non-verbal introduce you to the room. Then I, that is building interest. If I'm introducing to you, I will speak of a common interest.
Okay.
A common interest can be fitness, can be parenting, can be dating, can be how do we know this host that we met? Because that is what is going to make you remember Alice. It's not that I'm an etiquette coach. Maybe we are both passionate about one thing. So find one thing that we are both interested in and let be our common ground. So build interest with people. And then lastly, speak about your expertise or your experience or your exposure. Why? Because also that grows attention. So always introduce yourself in a pie manner. Your presence, your interestingness, and your expertise.
Yeah.
I am so and so, I'm into this lately, and I'm looking forward to be here. I've been in this industry state maybe a decade, 5 years, or I'm new, I'm a startup. It doesn't dilute your capacity to be an expert. Don't shy away to speak, I've been in business for 1 year. It's fine.
Yeah.
What matters is a common ground. How do I have to relate to you later on after your introduction? So your business or social introduction has to account those three things: your presence, your interest, and your expertise.
Great.
Yeah.
I love it. There is something we want to talk about, the issue of food.
Food.
Yeah, how to eat in front of people.
In front of people?
Yeah,
Okay.
when you go fine dining.
Okay,
Remember we
great.
talked about fine dining?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, a lot of people, when we were talking with you, you were saying that it's not about the forks and the knives,
Yes.
but it comes as a whole package.
Yes.
Before you go for dining, I imagine here dining just means being in a place where you are eating. It's not necessarily dinner. It's food. You guys are meeting in a restaurant.
Yes.
So what do you usually tell people before you go for a date, for a dinner, for lunch? What should you think about?
Be mindful of your dress code.
Okay.
I would say that it's very important. Am I comfortable with the clothes that I have chosen to wear that particular day? Is it something that is not almost going to bear reach when I'm seated?
Yeah.
Like that is almost making me sit in a very uncomfortable way, because that is going to affect your posture. Be mindful of the menu. Am I conversant with what is served there? Never try new things on a first date.
Yeah.
Okay. I will be mindful of how to navigate the cutleries and whatever is set at the table. I always say fine dining is not just the kind of fork and the kind of knife, the kind of glass that you're using. It is also how interesting are you to be around as a person. Do you have conversation skills? Do you know how to navigate the small talks at the table? Are you not the person who takes before I could come to this podcast, I could hear the complaint of people who take pictures and make everyone else hold to eat. How am I fun to be around, but also how am I respectful? What are the questions to ask at the table? What are the questions not to ask at the table? How do I interact with food? says so much about myself and my character. If I am serving and making a whole Kilimanjaro on my plate, and I'm eating while salvating, and I'm on a business deal or a business negotiation, I'm making the other person very difficult to trust me. That if you can be this happy with food, what will happen when you get 5 million? So don't leave room for doubt when you're dining and interacting with food. Be capable of conversing decent conversations while at the table. If you look even in the Bible or elsewhere, there is something special about food. It's like an exchange of value, an exchange of promises. Everything is always is already signed at the table. The big conversations happen around the table. So it's not just about the food, the fork and the wine glasses or what. It's also about your ability to navigate conversation and build rapport.
What are you saying what would you be saying during the meal?
Conversations around what brought you there, but not invasive conversations. Invasive is that you're trying to penetrate somebody's life, for example. What do you do? How much do you earn? Those are uncomfortable questions to ask. But depending on the context in which you are in, we share quite a number of safe questions to ask during first interaction with a person or even during a business conversation that are around what you're doing.
All right. Who pays the bill?
Depends on
I'm going
culture.
to ask you about the business date.
Yes.
Then I'm going to ask you about the love date.
Yes. On a business date, is whoever invited the date is the owner of the bill. And that is on a business ground. Now, on a diplomatic ground, whoever is highly ranked is the one taking charge of the bill. Okay? For the romantic, it also depends on the culture involved. If you are in a French culture, the culture that I grew up in, it's the man pays the bill all the time. If it is in the Dutch, it's 50-50. No doubt about it. It doesn't mean that the man lacks chivalry. It doesn't mean that the man is not in love with you, but it's the culture influencing that decision. In an English culture, it depends on who invited who. In some contexts, it's the lady, if I am the one who initiated the date. In some contexts, it's the man, if he's the one who initiated the date. So we should avoid this speculation of saying it's the man to pay the date 100% all the time. No, there are three things to capture in. Either, is it a business invitation? Is it a diplomatic invitation? Is it a romantic invitation that capturing the event of culture as well? Yeah.
So if a woman is asking me out on a business date,
Yes.
then the understanding is that she's the one who should be taking care of that bill.
Yes. It's just that sometimes there is that aspect of ignorance of always thinking that men should pay the date. That is not a universal rule. Yeah.
Okay. That's very interesting. You in closing, you have got an event.
Yes.
That you do. You've done it once.
Yes.
Last year, and this year you're doing it again. What is it about?
Oh, thank you for that. I host events for corporate women and women founders. The philosophy behind that is that we don't get a chance to connect as girls. We either go, especially in this season of Q4, we always go into corporate events, business events, not just something that brings us together to discuss our own issues as girls. So when I did that event last year, it was Woman Elevate, Hack Your Way Up. The conversation was mostly on perimenopause and menopause, how to navigate that season gracefully. To build that leadership power, with the chaos going on within your body.
What are those menopauses you've talked about?
Perimenopause and menopause is a season that a woman who is in maybe, let's say 35 onwards enter into, that is preparing her to a mature age where her hormones shift and change on a grand scale. And that affects her leadership ability, it affects her cognitive sense, it affects her moods, it affects her hormone flow. So it's important that women start having this conversation openly. So when we hosted it last year, the women who attended requested me to make it a signature event. So it is an event that it's a wellness collective event, which means we have activities that we do. Last year we did strength training, and then we did conversations after, and then a dance. This year we are doing pelvic floor exercise in the morning, breakfast together. We have 3 panels, a panel that is going to talk about brain fog and brilliance, how we avoid the brain fog, and brain health. We are going to talk about contraception, how contraception affects our mood, our behavior, our libido, our sensuality, all that, and how we can still lead with everything going on in our own body. We also have a conversation around skincare and serenity. We have a conversation around menopause and perimenopause and how best to maneuver that transition. And then we have a keynote speaker, we have a lunch together, we have a dance, of course, as
what
always.
What is the keynote about this year?
She's a secret, but she's a person who has been around the corporate world for over 3 decades. And she's going to share with us her story, her journey, and how you navigate such high space with grace. Yeah.
Amazing. What are the details of the event? When is the date? What are the pricings?
Yeah, event is on 6th of December. Maybe I can share the link and the poster later. It's on 6th of December this year from 9 to 4 p.m. And it's going to be in Karen at Ntim Sidai. The price, it's selling at 8,000 early bird, closing on 31st this month. And then the regular price is 10,000 Kenya shillings, all the way to the day of the event.
Yeah, where do people pay for the tickets? Is there a website?
Yes, there is a website.
Oh, what is the name of the website?
It's my website. I will share the details with you.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. It was really, really nice talking to you. It was beautiful. I loved it.
I appreciate it.
And I wish you well with your business, especially here in Nairobi. You're planning to be here for a while, Nairobi?
Oh, I'm here to stay. I'm one of you, actually.
Okay. Are you a citizen already, or you are on that route?
I am. Yes.
All right, very good. Thank you very much, people of the internet. And thank you for coming to another podcast here at DWJ. Please, if you have not subscribed to this dialogue, please do. And if you have, you could hit on that notification bell so that when each and every podcast comes around, you can be involved. I've been doing a huge upgrade of my book, that is Goldmine 25 Hustles for Africans. Now I have a website. Kindly check hustlesafrica.com. I have all my books there right now, all the hustles now there, and the price has been improved. So check it out. You know, if you're looking for a job, that is, if you're looking for a job for your partner, if you're looking for a job for your friend, if you're looking for a job for your brother and your family members. For the last 15 years, I've never been employed. I'm not saying that employment is bad, but, it has been very good for me. So if you are struggling with work or you are in between jobs, please consider going to that website and have a